Class 8 Science, Crop Production and Management. Lecture 1. Module 1. Introduction, Agricultural Practices. Introduction. All organisms require food for energy, growth and sustenance. Food is utilized by organisms for various functions like digestion, respiration, and excretion. Plants can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, while some organisms depend on other organisms for their food, including human. The human population is continuously growing. In order to provide food for a large population, regular production, proper management, distributor, distribution of food is necessary. Agricultural practices. When plants of the same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. Crop of wheat. For example, crop of wheat means that all the plants grown in a field are that of wheat. You already know that crops are of different types like cereal foods, rice, jawar, maize, wheat, bajra, ragi. Vegetables. Cluster beans, gavar, tomato, colocasia, arvi, bitter gourd, karle, brinjal, chakvat, snake goat, parval, fenugreek, methi. Fruits. Pomegranate, guavas, oranges, banana, mangoes, jackfruit. Flowers. Chrysanthemums, tuberoses, roses, marigold. Medicinal plants. Serpentina, gulvale, asparagus. Fibers. Jute yarn, hemp yarn, cotton yarn. Fuels. Ranvendi, parrot tree, Jatput rofa. Agricultural practices. These can be classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. India is a vast country. The climate conditions like temperature, humidity, and rainfall vary from one region to another. Accordingly, there is a rich variety of crops grown in different parts of the country. Despite this diversity, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. Kharif crops. The crops which are sown in the rainy season in India is generally from June to September, like paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. are Kharif crops. Rabi crops. The crops grown in the winter season are called Rabi crops. Their time period is generally from October to March, like wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseed. Besides this, pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many places. Module 2: Basic practices of crop production. Preparation of soil. Basic practices of crop production. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. These activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices. Examples of agricultural activities: preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting, storage. Preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. Turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. Dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. In this way, various nutrients held in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. These nutrients are again absorbed by plants. Thus, turning and loosening of soil is very important for cultivation of crops. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or ploughing. This is done by using a plough that are made of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before ploughing. The ploughed field may have big pieces of soil called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs with a plank. The field is leveled for sowing as well as for irrigation purposes. The leveling of soil is done with the help of a leveler. Sometimes manure is added to the soil before tiling, as this helps in proper mixing of manure with soil. The soil is watered before sowing. Module 3: Agricultural implements, sowing of seeds. Agricultural implements. Before sowing seeds, it is necessary to break the soil to size of grains. Various tools used: plough, hoe, cultivator. Plough used for tilling soil, adding fertilizers, removing weeds, scraping of soil. Made up of wood and drawn by a pair of bolts. Long log of wood, strong triangular iron strip, handle at end of shaft, other end attached to beam which is placed on bull's neck. Hoe. For removing sweat, simple tool used for loosening soil. Long rod of wood or iron, strong, broad, and bent plate of iron works like blade. Cultivator. Nowadays, ploughing is done using tractor driven cultivator. Saves times and labor. Sowing of seeds. Sowing is the most important part of crop production. Farmers prefer to use seeds which give high yield. An appropriate distance between the seeds is important to avoid overcrowding of plants. This allows plants to get sufficient sunlight, nutrients, and water from soil. Sometimes a few plants have to be removed to prevent overcrowding. Traditional tool for sowing. Funnel shaped tool. Seeds are filled into a funnel, passed through 2 to 3 pipes having sharp ends. Ends pierce into soil and place seeds into soil. Seed drill. Nowadays, the seed drill is used for sowing with the help of tractors. This tool sows the seed uniformly at proper distances and depths. It ensures that seeds get covered by the soil after sowing. This prevents damage caused by birds. Sowing by using a seed drill saves time and labor. Lecture 2. Module 4. Adding manure and fertilizers. Adding manure and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. Soil supplies mineral nutrients to the crop. These nutrients are essential for the growth of plants. Continuous growing of crops makes the soil poorer in certain nutrients. Therefore, farmers have to add manure to the fields. This replenishes the soil with nutrients. This process is called manuring. Improper or insufficient manuring results in weak plants. Manure. Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plant or animal wastes. Farmers dump plant and animal waste in pits at open places and allow it to decompose. The decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. The decomposed matter is used as organic manure. Fertilizers. Fertilizers are chemical substances which are rich in a particular nutrient. Fertilizers are produced in factories. Some examples of fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, NPK. The use of fertilizers has helped farmers to get better yield of crops such as paddy, wheat, but excessive use of fertilizers has made the soil less fertile. Fertilizers have also become a source of water pollution. Fertility of the soil. Therefore, in order to maintain the fertility of the soil, we have to substitute fertilizers by organic manure. Leave the field uncultivated or fallow in between two crops. The use of manure improves soil texture as well as its water retaining capacity. It replenishes the soil with all the nutrients. Another method of replenishing the soil with nutrients is through crop rotation. This can be done by growing different crops alternately. Earlier, farmers in northern India used to grow legumes as fodder in one season and wheat in next season. This helped in the replenishment of the soil with nitrogen. Rhizobium bacteria are present in the nodules of the roots of leguminous plants. They fix atmospheric nitrogen. Farmers are being encouraged to adopt this practice. Module 5. Differences between fertilizers and manure. Advantages of manure. Differences between fertilizers and manure. Fertilizer. A fertilizer is an inorganic salt. Manure. Manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung, human waste, and plant residues. A fertilizer is prepared in factories. Manure can be prepared in the fields. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Advantages of manure. The organic manure is considered better than fertilizers. This is because it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases becomes easy. It increases the number of friendly microbes. Lecture 3, Module 6. Irrigation. Irrigation. All living beings need water to live. Water is important for proper growth and development of flowers, fruits, and seeds of plants. Water is absorbed by the plant roots. Along with water, mineral nutrients and fertilizers are also absorbed. Nutrients dissolved in water get transported to each part of the plant. Water is essential because germination of seeds doesn't take place under dry conditions. Water also protects the crop from both frost and hot air currents. To maintain the moisture of the soil for healthy crop growth, fields have to be watered regularly. The supply of water to crops at different intervals is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season. In summer, the frequency of watering is higher due to the increased rate of evaporation of water from the soil and the leaves. Sources of irrigation. The sources of irrigation are wells, tubewells, ponds, river, canal. The various traditional ways are moat, chain pump, dhekli, rahat. The water available in wells, lakes, and canals is lifted up by different methods in different regions for taking it to the fields. Cattle or human labor is used in this method. Traditional methods of irrigation. Cattle or human labor is used in these methods. So these methods are cheaper but less efficient. Pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity, and solar energy is used to run these pumps. Modern methods of irrigation. Sprinkler system. This system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. Sprinkler is very useful for sandy soil. In drip system, in this system, the water falls drop by drop just at the position of the roots. So it is called drip system. It is a base technique for watering fruit plants, gardens, and trees. The system provides water to plants drop by drop. Water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in regions where availability of water is poor. Lecture 4, Module 7, Protection from Weeds. Protection from weeds. In a field, many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the crop. These undesirable plants are called weeds. The removal of weeds is called weeding. Weeding is necessary since weeds compete with the crop plants for water, light, nutrients, and space. Thus, they affect the growth of the crop. Some weeds interfere even in harvesting and may be poisonous for animals and human beings. Farmers adapt many ways to remove weeds and control their growth. Tiling before sowing of crops helps in uprooting and killing of weeds, which may then dry up and get mixed with the soil. The best time for the removal of weeds is before they produce flowers and seeds. The manual removal includes physical removal of weeds by uprooting or cutting them close to the ground from time to time. This is done with the help of khupri. Kurpi. A sealed drill is also used to uproot weeds. Weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals called weedicides like 2,4-D that are sprayed in the fields to kill the weeds. They do not damage the crop. The weedicides are diluted with water to the extent required and sprayed in the fields with a sprayer. Spraying of weedicides may affect the health of farmers. So they should use these chemicals very carefully. They should cover their nose and mouth with a piece of cloth during spraying of these chemicals. Module 8. Harvesting, storage, food from animals. Harvesting. Harvesting of a crop is an important task. The cutting of crop after it is mature is called harvesting. It is usually takes 3 to 4 months for a cereal crop to mature. Harvesting in our country is either done manually by sickle or by a machine called harvester. In the harvested crop, the grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. This is carried out with the help of a machine called combine, which is in fact a combined harvester and thresher. Farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grain and chaff by winnowing. The period of harvest is of great joy and happiness in all parts of India. Special festivals associated with the harvest season are Pongal, Boishakhi, Holi, Diwali. Storage of grains is an important task. Storage of grains is an important task. The fresh crop has more moisture. If freshly harvested grains or seeds are stored without drying, they may get spoiled or attacked by organisms, losing their germination capacity. Hence, before storing them, the grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce the moisture in them. This prevents the attack by insect, pest, bacteria, and fungi. Storage of grains is done in jute bags or metallic bins. Large scale storage of grains is done in silos or granaries to protect them from pests like rats and insects. Dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at home. For storing large quantities of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatments are required to protect them from pests and microorganisms. Food from animals. Like plants, animals also provide us different kinds of food. Like milk, meat, egg, honey. Many people living in the coastal areas consume fish as a major part of their diet. Animals reared at home or in farms have to be provided with proper food, shelter, and care. When this is done on a large scale, it is called animal husbandry. Thank you.